Okay, folks, sorry for about that brief delay. Looked like the internet was starting to act up on us again, so had a few hiccups along the way yesterday. Hopefully we're good for a nice long interrupted stretch. This is game 4. Baker set 2. Trine University far left of your screen. Baker on 16, St. Ambrose on 17, and Iowa Western CC far right of your screen on 18. Great shot there on 16 from Baker's Megan Carpenter. I think that's where teams have to start migrating to. I think the direct angle like we saw with St. Ambrose there is just is not there anymore. I think maybe a little bit more surface today so teams could play out. We definitely saw the majority of the teams playing to the right to start today, and I think it's time to kind of create a little shape now, so we'll see which teams make the moves. 186 finish for Iowa Western, so that is their high game of this block, so they improved every game. Finished at 651. .178 finish for Baker. Let's see. It started with 178 as well. Sandwiched 185 and 167 between that. Puts them at 708 for their 4-game total. We saw Caitlin Keith perform very well moving left yesterday when we caught St. Ambrose later in the block. She makes a good shot there, but it feels like it's a very, very slim margin of error right now for teams still trying to play up the boards, or even more so if you're trying to kind of just point it towards the pocket. So maybe we'll see that here if the team has Caitlin take the fill ball shot. .118 finish for Trine. Put them at 620. 152 for St. Ambrose after a 2:06 start. Going to be high on the pair with, or high on the featured pairs with 724. So the Fighting Bees 724, Baker 708, Iowa Western 651, and Trine 620. Concluding Baker set 2. Baker set 3 coming up next here on Bowl TV. Once again, our lineup is going to be Ball State, Wright State, Campbellsville, and Huntington coming up next. Here at the National Collegiate Team Match Games, taking place women's competition at Bel Air Bowl in Belleville, Illinois. A lot of bells there. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications, and thank you again for joining us here over the holiday weekend. We hope everyone had a great couple of days. Obviously, work coming back up again tomorrow, but some great bowling still left to come here on Bowl TV as we get closer to the finale. Baker set 3 coming up next. Our team's making their way to our pairs. So we'll be starting up momentarily.
sure it's really important stuff, too.
All right, we are in Baker set 3, game number 1. From left to right, our teams joining us here. Ball State on lane 15, far left of your screen. Wright State in the green on 16, Campbellsville on 17, and far right of your screen is Huntington, who's off to a fantastic start. Now looking for 4 in a row. All right, we do have some updated standings here available on site, so we will share those with you guys momentarily. But Mount Mercy continues the lead. Looks like they have increased the lead from last game. Now it's 77-19. St. Ambrose still in second place, 75-62. So that difference right around 160 pins now. So it looks like Mount Mercy gained the 40 pins it gave back in the first Baker set. Hold a comfortable lead. Wright State in third. They're about 150 back from St. Ambrose. 74-13 on our featured pair right now as well. Lindenwood still in fourth, 72-61. West Texas A&M in fifth, 71-50. Baker in sixth, 70-53. So those the top six really have not changed. today. The only team to really make a move has been Newman. They started the day in 9th. They're now in 7th place, 69-42. Lewis in 8th, 68-16. Grandview in 9th, 67-72. And Huntington is 67-68. Campbellsville, also on our featured pair, one spot out in 11th, 67-56. So opportunity for 3 teams there, pretty close to gain a few spots. And then Ball State currently in 16th at 62-46. How about this game of the day so far? Belongs to Huntington. We had seen just 2 games above 200 so far on our featured pairs, and they're going to come out of the gates with 2 30s. Potentially with a good count here. I feel they're going to get it though, so. Just shy of 230s. 229. Nice start here from Huntington. A nice 4.79 conversion there for Campbellsville as we get to their 10th frame. Wright State looking to get something going here. Still looking for their first strike. 172 finish for Ball State. Campbellsville 169. So for Wright State, just 1 open so far, but a lack of strikes. Has them on a 170 pace. There's the first one, though. That's a good looking shot. Our tournament MVP, Madison Stifler, delivers the double for Wright State. Which, of course, gets a great reaction from head coach Jeff Fleck, a past Kerm Helmer Coach of the Year recipient. Wright State filled the frames in the first part of the game while they figured out the line to the pocket. And will take advantage of a late three-bagger to get into the 190s. That's a valuable tip for all you kids back home watching. But truly is one of the things that we've seen over the course of not only this collegiate season, but many collegiate years. Obviously, we're covering more events this year on Bowl TV, which is awesome and fantastic. But spare shooting will make or break your day often very quick. And that is the one thing that I know each and every coach will harp on, and throughout practices, the things that teams will work on to get better at each and every time out. .195 there for Wright State. Huntington, the big game, though, 229. Just the third 200 game we've seen on our featured pairs so far today. But I'm seeing Wright State kind of get into that part of the lane that we talked a little bit about during the last set, where it just seemed like if you tried to force it up the lane a little bit too much, the shot itself becoming a little too finicky. Where you had to be just so precise to get the ball to the pocket. But I feel with the pattern length, 45 feet, we saw plenty of surface. A lot of teams playing the outside portion of the lane. I think just the fronts got chewed up a little bit, and when that happens, it's time to start transitioning away from that part of the lane, so you still can't give away any part of the three pin in this. Looking down lane, of your ball is not going to change direction a lot, but it seems there's just a little more forgiveness in if your shot's a little left of target as you move farther left here on this 45-foot condition as the pattern breaks down, and I think we are getting to that point of the day. Wright State had two players on the all-tournament team. As we mentioned, Madison Stifler was the tournament MVP, leading the way, and this is Ashlyn Stallings, who is tied for the final spot. A two-hander, but finds some trouble here in frame number 3 for Wright State. 4-6-7 split. Huntington Finding another string of strikes in the middle of their second game, but open in the 8th. They can still max out 214 though. Gonna catch a nice break there to set up the 10th, and they could become the first team on our feature pair to have more than one 200 game. Strike to kick off the 10th frame for Ball State. Break shot to kick off the 10th for Huntington. They entered Baker set 3 in 10th place overall. Once again, they head up to 8th place within striking range here in this set. And just based off the scoring pace we've seen so far today, 220s and Ari in the 2-0s with good count here. They're going to have a chance to run down a few spots here, which is always important in Tier 1 competition. Now 2 teams. It's 214 for Huntington. They're 43 on the right side of the plus here in this set early going. Ball State 164, so they're 172 and 164, so fairly consistent for the Cardinals. This is the National Collegiate Team Match Games. Final day of competition. Women's competition taking place here at Bel Air Bowl in Belleville, Illinois. The men's competition taking place at St. Clair Bowl, about 20 minutes away at there we go. We'll get this right. In Fairview Heights, Illinois. All of it just outside the greater St. Louis area as a reference point, if you're unfamiliar. Campbellsville 150 finish. They will switch lanes as they move into game number 3 of Baker's set 3. So surpassing the halfway point of today's competition. Wright State looking for another late rally of strikes. This is Jessica Pitt. It's pretty good. Can't dig the 10 out. So now Huntington moving to lane 17. Campbellsville moving to lane 18. Also switch on 15 and 16 after Wright State concludes game number 2. Ball State already in the books with 164. So we'll see if Madison Stifler can add another late flurry of strikes to get Wright State into the 190s. 191 max score still available. And once again, for Wright State, they're about 150 back of second, and they are right around 150 ahead of fourth. So they got a pretty strong grip on third place at the moment. Can they put together some big games to potentially run down St. Ambrose? It looks like the Fighting Bees, a few pairs to our left, are putting together a nice game. Chance to get into the 230s, it looks like. All right, if you're Wright State, I'm pretty happy with 195 and 190 after slow starts out the gate for each of those games. Made the adjustments late in the game, found some strings of strikes, and sitting at 195 and 190 as they move over to lane 15. Ball State, 172, 164 moves over to 16. On 17, we have Huntington, 229 and 214. They've been the standout team so far in our featured pairs. Campbellsville, 169, 150 there on lane 18. So we definitely encourage you to be looking ahead here in our collegiate schedule for the 2019-2020 season. Because our live stream schedule has expanded greatly on the collegiate side, so you don't miss a minute of your favorite teams and student athletes as they make their run toward the Homer Cup this season. Collegiate schedule features 13 regular season events, extra postseason play, so be sure to check out the schedule when you can. Our next events will be upcoming in a couple of weeks. It is December 1st, so happy December, everybody. The final month of 2019, but we still have 4 Tier 1 events to showcase here on Bowl TV before the 2020 new year kicks off. We'll be in Las Vegas for a pair of them, starting on December 18th. The Glenn Carlson Las Vegas Invitational from South Point. And then the following 2 days after that, the 20th and the 21st, the Collegiate Shootout from Gold Coast. We will also do the sweeper prior to that on the 17th, so an extra couple hours of coverage for you. And then after the Christmas break on the 25th, we will be heading to Pennsylvania. From the 27th through the December 30th, we will have the Roto Grip at Keystone Quaker Classic and Lehigh Valley Collegiate Classic. Those events will be going on at the same time, but we will have cameras rolling at both events. And before you know it, we'll be into 2020 and Team USA trials. So a lot to look forward to here on Bowl TV as we get closer and closer to postseason play. The regular season for USBC Collegiate ends in the middle of February with the Hoosier Classic, and then shortly thereafter the announcement for sectionals will be made. Sectionals will be taking place at 4 locations across the United States, middle of March. Dallas, Texas, Smyrna, Tennessee, Addison, Illinois, and Stratford, New Jersey will be those 4 host cities. Collegiate Club Championships will take place in Anderson, Indiana at the end of March, and then the ITCs and ISCs right here on Bowl TV in April from Wyoming, Michigan, just outside Grand Rapids. But a long way to go before we're looking at the 16 men's and 16 women's teams that'll be advancing to the ITCs. So we got a tournament to determine here. So we're in the back stretch now. 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Games. We will have a slight break after the end of Baker set 4, so our tournament staff can calculate the scores, make sure everything's good to go for the position round. Of course, announce lane assignments as well. We will have the top 4 teams here on lanes 15 through 18. So we'll be able to go game by game and determine who's taking home the title here. The fourth Tier 1 of the season. Good morning, Emil Williams Jr., Bowl TV personality extraordinaire. Emil off the headsets this week and spending some time with his family. So E, hope you had a great holiday with Trey and family. We hope everybody has enjoyed their holiday weekend so far. Hopefully got some great deals, some great food, and some great time with family and friends. For many of these student athletes, the opportunity, or they'll be back at it on for the student part of the student athlete moniker. As they start preparing for finals in the upcoming weeks. So the overall collegiate bowling schedule actually really slows down in these next few weeks. We mentioned the events coming up later in December. Those are after the semester has concluded. And then back into business in early January. Huntington is going to see their scoring pace slow down a little bit here in Game 3 after 2:29 and 2:14 to start. Chance to get to 182, though, with a few strikes in the 10th. Our other three teams kind of trending in a similar fashion, not quite finding the right look as they have moved here in Game 3. To the opposite lane. Miscue in the 10th leaves Huntington at 160, but they are still plus after 3 games. 6:03 heading into Game 4. Everyone else finishing up Game 3. As we've done throughout the weekend, let's take a look at kind of how these teams have fared so far throughout the early portion of the 2019-2020 season. As we mentioned, Wright State, when we had them on yesterday, ranked 3rd overall in the power rankings. They had not competed in a Tier 1 event, though they have 7 events already under their belts, however, so they have been staying busy, the Raiders have. And have 3 first-place finishes to their credit at the Ball State Cardinal Classic, American Heartland #2, that is their conference, and then the Raider Classic all claiming the top spot. They actually haven't finished less than third at an event so far this season, but all 7 events so far have been Tier 2s. But right now they're on pace to continue that trend. Campbellsville finishes with 154. Looking at this Wright State team, here in the early going of the season. Madison Stifler, 3 top 5 finishes. She's averaging 193, and obviously that's going to improve after her great performance yesterday, leading the way and earning MVP honors here for the all-tournament team. Brianne McKnight and Sophia Fisher also averaging over 180 for the Raiders so far this season. So going back to the rankings. See who's next. So a few shots away from wrapping up Game 3 across the board. Campbellsville, 44th overall in the rankings. This is their second at Tier 1. They also bowled the Brunswick Southern Collegiate Classic, where they recorded a 10th place finish. They won their first event of the season, the Green River Classic. 161 finish for Ball State. Individually for Campbellsville, Shelby Morris has led the way so far this season, an average of 184 through 6 events. Has 2 top 5 finishes. Candace Gibson has a tournament win for Campbellsville. So Wright State finishes with 180. Candace claimed the top spot at the Green River. Also has added 2 additional top 10s and add another top 12 finish in there. Has been pretty consistent so far this season. Huntington currently in 72nd place. This is their first Tier 1 of the season. Their top 2 finishes have been in conference play. They are part of the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. They have a 4th and 6th place finish. In conference play so far this season. Individually, Amber Elliott leading the way in average at 183. Let's see if we can find Ball State. Look at how their season has gone so far. Ball State 109th overall in the rankings. They bowled 1 additional Tier 1, the very first event of the season, the Midwest Collegiate, finished 23rd. They have 3 top 10 finishes this year. at Tier 2 events. Individually for the Cardinals, Melissa Bashong leading the way in average here in the early going, as the Cardinals look to find their rhythm. Right State off to a nice start here, early 3-bagger for the 10-pin in the 4th. Just a reminder, coming up next, Baker set 4, Lindenwood, Minnesota State Mankato, Lawrence Tech, and Lewis University. For our final Baker set before the position round. Ashlyn Stallings had to strike in the 8th for Wright State, and business picking up on lane 15. 7 out of 8 for the Raiders. We've been waiting for teams to make the move left. Looks like Wright State has made those adjustments. Now has a chance for a big finish here. Jessica Pitt, who left the 10-pin in the 4th, comes back with a strike in the 9th. They're going to leave it up to anchor Madison Stifler for the opportunity to shoot 279. We've only seen 4 200 games total. On our featured pairs so far. It's going to be the highest one of the entire tournament. There's one. How about a finish here for Wright State? We talked about them needing a spark, needing a big game, needing something to make a run at St. Ambrose, and this might be the start of it. About 150 pins back of second place, and they've been steady so far this block, 195, 190, and 180. A chance to improve nearly 100 pins off the last game. And yowza. That's what we like to see on a Sunday. strike here will get them to 844 for their 4-game block. And as we talked about, not a lot of scores here in the early going. That would be the high set to this point by more than 100 pins. 743 from Lindenwood during round one was the most striking we've seen so far. All right, 843 with a big 278 finish there for the Raiders of Wright State. Awesome performance here to wrap up Baker's set 3. Ball State, first shot of the 10th. And chance to shoot 200 that game, but 245 conversion away from a clean game and a 190 finish. Huntington did not like lane 17 as much as they liked lane 18. .684 finish for the Cardinals. Field ball left to go for Huntington. 229, 214, and 160 so far for them. And 171 gives them 774, so that's a nice block. So we're just getting some things reset here on lane 18 for Campbellsville. Back-to-back opens for Campbellsville. They will finish with 155. their 4-game total. Gonna be 6-28. So we now transition into Baker set 4. 2 sets left to go. 8 Baker games left here at the 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Games. We're certainly glad all you great people are joining us here on Bowl TV. See some of the top collegiate programs and student athletes competing in both the men's and the women's fields. Of course, we have the women here at Bel Air Bowl, and St. Clair Bowl is the host for men's competition. Daniel Farish and Shannon Sellens bringing you the action over there. They started a little bit ahead of us, so they're probably a little bit farther into Baker set 4. We are just awaiting our teams. Once again, upcoming for the final set. Lindenwood, Minnesota State, Mankato, Lawrence Tech, and Lewis University. Our final 4 teams with 4 position rounds, so as we wait for them to make their way to lanes 15 through 18, we see a few teams here already. Just going to take a quick break. The Baker set 4 is going to be starting up next here on Bowl TV. National Collegiate Team Match Games, final day, final 2 Baker sets. We are going to determine a champion here at a Tier 1 event. Just another hour or 2, so thank you again for joining us here on Bowl TV. This is game one of Baker set number 4. From the left, working to the right on lane 15, we have Lindenwood University for the second time today. We welcome back Minnesota State Mankato. We saw them yesterday on 16. We also saw Lawrence Tech on Saturday. They are on lane 17. And for the second time today, Lewis University joins the featured pairs. They are on lane 18. Things have been pretty steady so far today, and when I talk about that, I'm just referring to teams' positions in the standings. We really haven't seen much deviation. The top 6 has stayed the same after each and every Baker round so far. So there's opportunity for a few teams kind of in that 7 through 10 or 7 through 11 area have kind of moved around a little bit, but nothing in the top few spots has changed. And to continue to talk to that point, we just were handed a new group of standings after Baker set 3. And that continues. Mount Mercy continues to hold about a 160-pin lead over St. Ambrose, 85-07 for the Mustangs. The Fighting Bees at 83-52. Wright State has made up some ground after that strong finish. We saw them shoot 278 for an 8:43 set during Baker set 3 here on Bowl TV. They're now at 82-56, so they're about 90 back. So they gained about 60 pins on St. Ambrose, so one more big set will make put the Raiders in an opportunity to maybe leapfrog into second place. Lindenwood has held steady in the 4 spot, 8,003. But they have had West Texas A&M kind of sneak up on them, 79-81. Just 22 pins back are the Buffs. 6th place has been Baker University, 7-7-7-7. It's a terrible combination for your luggage. Great number at the slot machines, though. Newman in 7th place, 76-65. Lewis in 8th, 75-45. Huntington moves into 9th, 75-42. And Grandview in 10th, 75-34. You see Lawrence Tech finish with 163. Lewis with 147. Our other teams competing on our featured pair. Lawrence Tech in 11th place is 74-10. And Minnesota State Mankato in 18th place, 66-84. So far, 2 Baker sets left to go. This has been Mount Mercy's tournament far and through. They have held, I want to say, close to a 100-pin advantage for a majority of the event. I can only think of 2, maybe 3 instances where another team was within 100 pins of them. One of those was after game one because that's just likely to happen. Maybe after game two, and then at one point yesterday, Wright State had made a run to cut the deficit to less than 100. And Mount Mercy quickly responded with a 1060 performance to put them at bay once again and making the road to the top of the leaderboard tougher, but they have continued strong. They continue to not let any bad sets hop up on them. And they're one pair to our right now. They just shot 226. We will have those standings available for you to check out on your own momentarily through Baker set number 3. Nice break for Lindenwood to make it 4 in a row. Nice, 221 for Lindenwood to kick things off. It's nice to see the scoring pace pick up a little bit here. We've been seeing a few more teams get locked in and put up some strikes here on our 45-foot condition. .151 for Mankato. Already well into game 2 on 17 and 18 with Lawrence Tech and Lewis University. Just starting game 2 on 15 and 16. Now, folks, if you can't get enough bowling, be sure to check out the Out of Range podcast featuring, there we go, Tony Franklin and his crew, Derek Hartnell and Matt McFadden, as they talk about everything on the lanes as well as off, with some of the sports' biggest stars stopping by each week. You can find the Out of Range podcast exclusively here on Bowl TV on the Backstage channel. It's definitely a fun podcast. A lot of great folks stopping by. A lot of great fun discussions. That's a good group. You can tell they have these conversations anyway about life and culture and sports and bowling, and it's definitely worth checking out. Most podcasts last about an hour or so definitely worth tuning in, checking out Out of Range. Right now, we're checking out Lewis University put together a very nice game. Looking to keep it going here. First shot of the 10th, get the strike. You can shoot .233. With 2 more strikes. So for Lewis University, after 147 in the opener, quickly shaking that off, starting with 4 consecutive strikes, and looking at a 2:20 game here. Nice clean 223 from Lewis. Well done, nicely done. Folks, just a heads up, between the end of the Baker set 4 that you're watching right now and the position round, we will have a giveaway for all of our Bowl TV subscribers to participate in, so be on the lookout for that. We mentioned earlier today that Lindenwood had 2 players in the top 10 of the standings, including 1 player on the all-tournament team, Marlena San Nicolas, tying for the final spot at 12:39. Her teammate Brittany Schwartz at 12:34. Looking for another nice game here after a 2:21 start. Have switched lanes on 17 and 18. Lewis now on 17 at Lawrence Tech after games of 163 and 157. Now move over to lane 18. Nice shot there from Mankato. Still a chance for 259 this game. That was the same lane we saw Wright State shoot 278. So the last two games we've seen on lane 15 have been 278 and 221. So we'll keep an eye on that throughout the course of the rest of this block, and of course the position round. LU catches a break there with the Brooklyn, but take them when you can get them. Once again, we mentioned they were about 250 pins out of third, so outside of a monster block and some help from Wright State, going to be a challenge definitely to get up into the third spot, but West Texas A&M had started to creep up on them. They were just 22 pins behind them for fourth place. So a chance for a couple of big games for LU and potentially cut into the deficit and kind of solidify their spot at the same time too. Double for the 230s. There it is for Lindenwood. I believe that is Brittany Schwartz for LU in the 5 spot. .221 and .237. Impressive showing here from the Lions of Lindenwood. A few more folks chiming in the chat. Hello again, Chris. Doug asked, do you know who is bowling right now for the Mustangs? At the moment, I do not have their lineup in front of us. Looks like it's changed a little bit from yesterday, but their 5 main players all finished within the top 13 of the standings. Ira finished second. Cassidy was fifth. Riley was 10th. Sydney was 11th. And Kayla was 13th. So they that was their 5 yesterday. So considering they led round to round, I'm going to guess it's some combination of that 5. I'm not sure if it's what the actual order is. Another question in the chat asking about West Texas A&M. We caught them twice yesterday, so we are not scheduled at the moment to see them unless they move into 4th place, which I'm not sure where they are at the moment, so I don't know how they're bowling this block, but they were only 22 pins out of 4th place. But they were trailing Lindenwood, who just had a monster first 2 games, 221 and 237. But if West Texas is tossing up some strikes, they certainly may be. And if they can move into the top 4, they will be here on our featured pairs for the next game. That is the position round. That's the final round of the event. So it's kind of up to them to see if they can make it into the top 4 with a bunch of strikes. It actually looks like they are to our right a couple of pairs over on 21 and 22. So I'm not sure what they shot in their first few games. Baker set 4, but once again, if they put up some strikes, and we'll see how Lindenwood does here in its final 2 games. It's definitely a potential for the Buffs to move into 4th, and then they would be featured here in the position round because our top 4 teams will be here for that. So Lawrence Tech wasting no time. They're already done with game 3 with 191. Mankato just finished game 2, so they're going to switch lanes on 15 and 16. 141 for Minnesota State Mankato. But Lewis is also going to be done here momentarily with game 3. So we'll get all of this recapped in just a moment. Doug, to continue on our discussion about the lineup for Mount Mercy, and did just see their 4-5 go up. So bowling 4th and Baker right now is Cassidy, and then Ira is in the 5 spot. So that is what I can confirm for right now. Okay, so here's what's going on our featured pair. On the far left of your screen is Minnesota State Mankato. This is game 3 for them. They've gone 151 and 141 so far. On lane 16 is Lindenwood, also game 3. 221 and 237 for the Lions. On lane 17, we have Lewis University. They are getting ready to start game 4. They have gone 147, 223, and 151. And then on lane 18 in the blue, Lawrence Tech, also game 4, 163, 157, and 191. At the conclusion of Baker set 4 here at the 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Games, we will have a brief intermission to determine where teams will go for the position round, and then Baker set 5 will be underway. After those games, we'll have one more run of the standings Then award our all-tournament team and our tournament champions. And then we'll be done. Our teams will head back to their respective campuses and prepare to return to classes on Monday. And we'll have a full recap of this weekend's event available on bowl.com a little bit later tonight. Of course, we will share that as well on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, at USBC on Twitter, at US Bowling Congress on Instagram. Please give us a like, a follow, whatever it may be. Certainly would appreciate it. Nice shot for 3 in a row for Lewis there. Well, just taking a glance to our right, and Mount Mercy is not planning on losing this title. Had a chance to shoot 268, stepping up in the 10th. They are up on lane 20. Ira Amunudin left a 10-pin first shot, but got to shoot 240 this game. They've just going to make the spare, no problem. Just a dominating performance right now by Mount Mercy. This is these are the things we look for at these events throughout the course of the season. Nice to see teams that can go into an event and, basically do what Mount Mercy has done to this point. I mean, leading any event wire to wire is tough. Doing a Tier 1 event is even more impressive, and the way they've done it so far has been very eye-opening. For this being my first women's event of the year to call here on Bowl TV. Previous events I've covered the men's competition, so I've gotten to see some teams that I've been impressed by, and right now Mount Mercy far and away is that team. So we may not have too much drama the way it's been looking. This might be maybe a victory lap heading into the final 4 games for Mount Mercy. So I know we have few Mustang fans in the chat, so that will be potentially enjoyable way to end your weekend. And we'll see if anyone else can move up a spot, make it interesting, make it maybe not necessarily for first, but for one of the other spots in the top four. Some nice games being put together here by Lewis and Lawrence Tech to wrap up at Baker set 4. They're going to be done with 4 before our teams on 15 and 16 are done with game 3. Chance of getting to the 220s for the Blue Devils. Lewis staying clean. They can get into the 230s. All right, nice finish from Lawrence Tech. They definitely liked lane 18 more than 17. 163, 157 start, but they finished 191 at 221. Their total 732. For Lewis, they just got out of the gates a little bit rough each time moving to the new lane, and then bounce back nicely. 147 to start, and then 223 when they switch lanes. 151. But now in the 220s once again with a strike to add on to it, they can get into the 230s. And Cato's going to finish at 165, so their highest game here in Baker set 4. But Lewis, up and down set, but they get to 746 with the 225, so kind of an all or nothing set for the Flyers, but going to finish Baker set 4 the right way. For Lindenwood, after 221 and 237, they now find themselves in needing to throw the back 4 to continue their streak of 200 games. And they find some trouble there in the 9th. Big 4. After the missed single pin, so LU unable to maintain the momentum. From lane 15. While you're here visiting Bowl TV, be sure to join Lou Marquez in the lab as he shares his technical insight on the game and the inner workings of pro shop life in his series, better known as Hot Off the Press. Lou's latest video looks at some of the quick tips or looks at some quick tips, excuse me, to help lighten the load in your starting position. So be sure to check that out. Once again, available in the lab. One of our channels available here on Bowl TV. Lou has kind of been showcasing a variety of his skills so far in this series. We've had some instruction. We've had some pro shop tips. We've had some quick tips. So Lou's been really touching on a lot of topics in his series. There's 20 plus videos at the moment. So if you're looking to binge watch for a little bit, hot off the press. Available on Bowl TV, The Lab. Nice finish after some miscues that game. 181 saved with 3 in the 10th for Lindenwood. Mankato's already into the 4th frame of game 4. LU yet to start game 4. Once again, teams do not know where they're heading next. Have to wait and see for the position round. Game 4, Baker set 4. Completed on 17 and 18. A final few shots, a few frames from Minnesota State, Mankato, and Lindenwood on 15 and 16. Before we head into a break, well, not a long break, but just a break to calculate scores before our position round. Don't forget, we will have a Bowl TV giveaway after we finish up Game 4 here and before the position round. So we will actually do that just after we finish up here with Mankato and Lindenwood. So if you ever wanted a 2-minute warning, we're just about at that. Clean game so far for Lindenwood. Found some late strikes to get to 181 last game after a 221-237. Start to this Baker set. Doug, to your question in the chat, so all 4 teams will be on 15 through 18. That is correct. The top 4 in the standings will be right here featured on our Bowl TV cameras. So that was something we made sure to work out with our tournament directors this week. Dale here at Bel Air Bowl and Brian and Shannon over at St. Clair. So we will get to see the top 4 teams in the standings. We feel pretty confident about 3 of them. Mount Mercy, St. Ambrose, and Wright State have created some distance between themselves and the rest of the field, but there was only 22 pins between Lindenwood and West Texas A&M for that 4th spot. Lindenwood's bowled well, so it's whether or not West Texas found enough strikes there at the end. .122 finish for Mankato. We've been at 579 for this block. So after this 10th frame, once again, we will do our do a Bowl TV giveaway. For all of our loyal subscribers tuning in here. It's a very simple process. You're going to see a prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen saying the giveaway will begin soon. Watch here to participate. And then it'll have a little countdown. After that countdown is complete, you'll see another prompt in the same corner with another countdown and a big blue button that says Submit Entry. That's literally all you want to do is click on the Submit Entry button. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to answer any questions. And then you're entered. So Lindenwood is going to post our second 800 plus set here on 15 and 16. Made the turn at 6:39. And 182 will put him at 821. So we'll see if LU did enough to hold on to a spot in the top four and remain on our featured pairs. 746 for Lewis. Lawrence Tech 732, Mankato 579. But right now it's giveaway time here on Bowl TV, so be on the lookout, bottom left-hand corner of your screen. As we prepare for the position round. Just have, looks like most everyone who's still competing is in like the 8th frame at latest, so it shouldn't be too much longer before we get to our tournament director Dale making the announcement saying we're going to have your lane assignment shortly. So once again, all you'll have to do is click submit entry and you will be entered for an opportunity to win. Giveaway today is a Bowl TV t-shirt. So good luck, everybody. And congratulations to Sydney for winning. We know Sydney is rooting for Mount Mercy, so Sydney, thank you for your continued support here on Bowl TV. And with what looks to be a potential win, you're also going to win a Bowl TV t-shirt. So our marketing department will be in contact with you shortly with your to collect your prize information, so be on the lookout for that. Congratulations. That's what we like to see. So just about completed throughout the course of the house. Everything here on the high end is has definitely been concluded. Looks like it's the very low end that still has a 9th or 10th frame left to go. So we're going to come back to it. The story.
Would you like a treat or a cookie or something? Are you sure? Okay. Welcome.
But the story for me, and I think for most folks, has been just how dominant Mount Mercy has been. They have led after every game. They had 5 players in the top 13 individually, and they did not let up at all here on day 2. You know, some teams can grow complacent, just have struggles, and it's always fun to see a team continue to keep their foot on the gas when they put themselves in position to win a tournament. You never like to just kind of hang on to win, and not knowing what St. Ambrose did this past round, but there's a chance it's going to be 200 plus pins that Mount Mercy is up heading into this final block, and that's just that's going to be my big takeaway from the week. However, to go along with that, it was nice to get a first-hand look at a few other teams. Wright State is one that's really liking Jeff Fleck's group as well. I know they've missed out on the ITCs for the past season or two after, you know, generally having a good regular season, and you know, they got a baller at the bottom of the lineup there in Madison Stifler. She's done a lot of great shots this week that we've been fortunate to see here on Bowl TV. She was our tournament MVP. We got a few solid players on that team as well, so I'm gonna be intrigued to keep an eye on that group as the season continues. I'm not sure what events we'll get to see them at, but we'll be looking forward to see if they continue to be essentially a top 5, top 3 type team throughout the regular season. St. Ambrose has been either second or third basically all weekend long. Kind of an interesting team. They actually lost 2 really strong players from last year's team, which won their sectional in Smyrna, Tennessee, in Kayla Crawford and Natalie Koprowitz. But it's nice to see some other players kind of pick things up here. Kaylin Keith has looked incredibly solid this week. Been very impressed with what she has done on the lane so far. You know, Brianna Smith, a new name for me, but I've seen her compete well, make the all-tournament team. Very cool, too. The Fighting Bees have been one of those teams you always just kind of expect to be around in the mix come postseason time. So they're looking like that type of team again, just a little bit different way of getting there. Some new players kind of taking on new responsibilities, new spots in the lineup. You know, you certainly can't sleep on Lindenwood, 2-time ITC champion, only 2 years removed from that last one, so I'm sure a few players on that team got to experience that championship feeling. And they always find a way to make things interesting come postseason time. So those are some of my takeaways from my first women's event. Of the 2019-2020 season. Looks like we're officially all done across the house. So once again, playing the waiting game for just a confirmation of scores. And who will be bowling where? Once again, we will have the top teams in front of us here, 1 through 4, and lanes 15 through 18. So we're just playing the waiting game at the moment, but I'm going to take this opportunity to take a quick break. Once again, as soon as we begin to hear the lane assignments, we'll start getting ready for the position round. But it's coming up next here on Bowl TV for the National Collegiate Team Match Games, the 4th Tier 1 of the 2019-2020 season, live from Bel Air Bowl in Belleville, Illinois. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. Thank you again for joining us here on this holiday weekend. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. It's not over yet. Position round upcoming next on Bowl TV.
Lane assignments for position round. Starting off on lane 15, our number 1 seed, Mount Mercy. Lane 16, Wright State. Lane 17, St. Ambrose. Lane 18, Lindenwood. Lane 19, West Texas A&M. Lane 20, Baker. Lane 21, Newman. Lane 22, Lewis. And coming back down the center, starting on lane 14, Grandview. Lane 13, Huntington. Lane 12, Lawrence Technical University. Lane 11, Campbellsville. Lane 10, Marion University. Lane 9, Aquinas. Lane 8, Ball State. Lane 7, Rochester. Lane 6, Iowa Western. Lane 5, Minnesota State Mankato. And lane number 4 is Trine. Teams, you will get 5 practice balls on your non-starting lane and then 5 practice balls on your starting lane. That is per team. Once again, 5 practice ball per team per lane. Reminder to the coaches, after this set, please be sure to turn in your Baker sheets. I will need those to submit with the tournament results. And then once everything is finalized, we'll have our awards presentation on lanes 15 through 18.
All right, folks, we are here. It is time. Position round, National Collegiate Team Match Games. Women's division underway here on BowlTV.com from Bel Air Bowl, Belleville, Illinois. Mount Mercy 906. Their last Baker block extended their lead to 300 plus pins over the field at 94-13. But as you can see, a new team in second place. Wright State shot 855 to jump ahead of St. Ambrose. Only had 735 their last set, so St. Ambrose down 24 pins now after being up nearly 100 on Wright State. To start last block, Wright State now at 9,111. St. Ambrose 9,087. Lindenwood, we get to see once again, 8,824. They're about 200 pins ahead of West Texas A&M at 86.35. Baker in 6th, Newman in 7th, Lewis in 8th, Grandview in 9th, and Huntington rounding out the top 10. From left to right on your screen, in that order. On 15, St. Ambrose. On 16, Wright State.
I don't know if you need this, but all 8 are going to rotate. So.
On 17, St. Ambrose. And on 18, Lindenwood. Just had Mount Mercy coach Andy Dirk stop by and drop me a quick note. So for those of you rooting for the Mustangs, he's going to be interchanging the lineup probably every game. Going to use all 8 players. So going to give every team member the opportunity to enjoy what certainly looks to be a dominating victory here at a Tier 1 event. So probably see a little mix-up from the team, but as we said, they put themselves in position to enjoy a victory lap. So going to share it with everybody. But the real match, we're going to be, I shouldn't say match, but the scores we're going to be keeping a keen eye on will be Wright State and St. Ambrose. Can St. Ambrose bounce back after a rough Baker set 4? Can Wright State keep the momentum? All right, away we go. Wright State, St. Ambrose, and Lindenwood clean here in the early going. Mount Mercy will be rotating through its collection of 8 players, and that's one of the options coaches do have. As we can see, way more than 5 players typically around the bowlers area. As Jeff can't watch. He waited for the sound. It was good. Oh, that was perfect. That was perfect camera placement for the inner workings of Coach Fleck's mind. But coaches for USBC events can bring up to 8 players. And in Baker competition, you can make a substitution at any time to one of those extra players on your roster. The only caveat is that if a player is subbed out at any point of a Baker game, they cannot return to the lineup until the next Baker game. So one thing to keep in mind. So just 24 pins the difference. Wright State ahead of St. Ambrose. Wright State's going to get off to a good start here. They're single pin conversion away for stepping up into the 10th with the chance to shoot 214. St. Ambrose still looking for that first strike. Lindenwood is kind of just in position to maintain its spot. More than 200 out of third and about 200 ahead of fifth. So for Lindenwood, outside of something crazy happening, is going to be our 4th place finisher. Mount Mercy, 300 pin lead over the field. Going to enjoy these final few games as a testament to a great tournament as they are inching closer and closer to securing this victory. But 2nd and 3rd place, that's what we're, that's essentially what's at stake in front of us as far as any type of change of position. So we're keeping an eye on that for sure, but obviously noting the other teams along the way as we wrap up this event here Thanksgiving weekend. Clean game out of the gates for Wright State. They were on this pair in Baker set 3. The first 2 games on lane 16, nothing too crazy. Switch over to 15, shot 180, and then capped off the set with an 278 performance, which was incredibly impressive considering we had generally seen a low scoring pace just lanes 15 through 18 throughout the course of the day. That was with them making the move left. Looks like they've even moved a little bit farther left for the right-handers, and a nice 203 clean. Gotta love a clean game as a coach. 1 double, fill in your frames. And right now, as we said, they were 24 pins up. St. Ambrose still looking for that first strike. 2 opens in there for the Fighting Bees as well, so outside of a Well, even if they, let's see, pick this up, most they can get to is 202 this game, so they will not be gaining any pins. I have to admit, if you're not a fan of Jeff Fleck's way of coaching with his excitement out there, the way he cheers for his players. You and I need to have a talk at some point, but that's okay. Figure out why, because definitely fun and contagious to watch. Ira Amunudin finishing things up for Mount Mercy here in Game 1, delivering the double. Second in the overall individual rankings. Freshman out of Malaysia. Joining the Mustangs here in 2019. .179 finish for Mount Mercy. Lindenwood 194. St. Ambrose finally did connect for that first strike. They can get to 180 with 3 more just like it. They'll have to settle for 160 max score now, so they're going to give at minimum 43 pins back. They'll be down 60 plus pins with 3 games left to go. Game 1 of the position round officially in the books across the board. Wright State 203, Lindenwood 194, Mount Mercy 179, St. Ambrose 159. Once again, Mount Mercy on 15, Wright State on 16, St. Ambrose on 17, and Lindenwood on 18. Now 66 pins the advantage. Wright State over St. Ambrose for second. We'll see if St. Ambrose can get something going here. Just 159 in game one. A few miscues on spare shooting. I'm still surprised they haven't made a jump farther left. We've seen some of the other teams do. They're still creating a little bit of angle, but not quite as steep as some of the other teams through the front part of the lane. Good shot there by Megan Hess. The 9-pin doesn't cooperate, however, as the Fighting Bees were looking for an early double. Two good shots on the gates, though, so step in the right direction for St. Ambrose. Do have a few opens from Wright State with those splits up on the board. So 60 pins in 3 games, definitely within reach. Ashlyn Stallings, great shot in the 8th for Wright State. Made the all-tournament team this week. .211 out there for the Raiders. So Madison Stifler gets ready for the 10th frame on 16. Clean through 3 for St. Ambrose. Well, at this point, they'll basically know what they're going to need to get to for these final 2 games. How about that? 6-7 conversion. Jeff Fleck winning the day. '16 Coach of the Year. You see his enthusiasm right here, front and center on Bull TV. So we're looking to get another one here, 4 in a row. A late hit of the 7 for Madison. And Wright State has done well in the first 2 games to put the pressure on its opponents. Nice 2-10, late string of strikes for Wright State. Puts the Raiders at 4-13 for 2. Three in a row to set up the ninth for Lindenwood. Double opportunity for St. Ambrose. Did not like it off her hand, though. 6-10, makeable spare. Another member of the all-tournament team now up on lane 15, Cassidy Curry. Actually, I believe that's Cassidy Corey. I think I've been saying that wrong this whole weekend, so I apologize, Cassidy. Teams will switch lanes for the final 2 games. Wright State to 15, Mount Mercy to 16, Lindenwood to 17, St. Ambrose to 18. So you're waiting for a... Not sure what we're waiting for on 17. Sweeping away the 6-10, however. Maybe a foul. We do have a member of the staff here at Bel Air Bowl now helping assist. So they might get that 6-10 set up again. .211 for Lindenwood here to wrap up game 2. It was a foul for St. Ambrose. So lose the spare, give away some count. So they need to find a way to roll the last 6 here to get to 220 now, and not give up any additional ground to Wright State. Nice shot from Hannah Jaros. 156 for Mount Mercy. So they've given about 80 pins back to Wright State, but that still means they have a 220 pin lead. So, as I mentioned, Coach Andy Dirks was going to change his lineup around and kind of work in a few different players throughout the course of this, get all 8 of his team members some time on the lanes. With this event all but wrapped up with 2 games left to go. But you can see him there. Front and center has the team. Making sure these final 2 games go the right way for the Mustangs as they inch closer and closer to a title. Nice response to the lane change for Mount Mercy, early double. Nice 6-7 conversion, one pair to our left. I think that's Huntington over there. So through the first 2 games, now that they're ready to transition to game 3 over on 17 and 18. Wright State's at 413. St. Ambrose is at 324 after games of 159 and 165. So the difference with 2 games to go, more than 100 pins between second and third place. And once again, Lindenwood a little bit too far out to contest for third. But we'll see if St. Ambrose can put together a little run here. Nothing too crazy out of the gates for Wright State at the moment here in Game 3, but are working on a strike, handing the ball off to their anchor player. Madison Stifler has been so good this weekend, and another great shot, but rings the 10. How about that? Thanks for sharing that in the chat. Got a birthday for Ashley and a win for Mount Mercy all come together, so very, very cool.
Come on, Cassie. Yes.
All right, clean through 5. St. Ambrose here. In game number 3, Wright State has slowed down a little bit after a very nice 203, 210 start. Max they can get to is 182 with the last 4 strikes. Mount Mercy getting closer and closer to locking this up officially with every frame. Well, they're looking potentially at their first open of Game 3 with the big 4 in the 9th frame. A strange hit there for St. Ambrose, but avoids disaster. Just the 10-pin left standing. Struggles continue this game for Wright State, but St. Ambrose giving a frame back as well. And they missed a single pin in the 6th frame. Did receive a report from Daniel Farish over at the Men's Center, St. Clair Bowl in Fairview Heights, Illinois. To wrap things up, off the live stream pair, West Texas A&M and Minnesota State Mankato each started the final game with the front 11 on the same pair. West Texas A&M delivered the 300, 299 for Mankato. So I have to say, that's pretty cool. Had a few Baker 300s this year while we've been at events. None have unfortunately taken place on the live stream pair, but Notre Dame, Ohio had 2 of them. The first Tier 1 event of the season in the Midwest Collegiate Classic. As a bowling bag just took out our table, but so let's see if we can get that corrected real quick. Everyone's all right though. All right. Scoreboard's restored. Game 4 underway on both of our featured pairs. Yeah, at this point, it looks like our top 4 is going to stand pat. St. Ambrose had gained about 40 pins to push the deficit to around 65 pins, but this start from Wright State has put them in a great spot, and despite the split here, you can hear Coach Fleck 2 is 4. And there's the 2. A few of our pairs already done. Actually, it looks like these are the last 2 finishing up. Back half of this game, once again, Mount Mercy is going to record the wire-to-wire victory here at the National Collegiate Team Match Games. They finished second at the Midwest Collegiate to start the season and finished second in the power rankings points at the Mid-States. So they have been cool, calm, and steady. Looking for that first big win at Tier 1 this season, and they are technically already locked it up as far as pin count and total and all that good stuff. But time to finish it out on paper, get that final score, that final sheet turned in, make it all nice and official. Why not do so with some strikes? The Mustangs enjoying the victory right now. Ham with the turkey, I like that. That's a appropriate Thanksgiving time cheer for Mount Mercy. And now to put the finishing touches. Their standout freshman from Malaysia, Ira Amunudin. That's another strike to the many she's collected this week. They can get into the 250s this game. LU's going to be finishing this block off nicely. Going to be in position for back-to-back sets above 800 here on our Bull TV featured pairs. So 200 finish for Wright State. Puts them at, I have a 763. Final shot from your 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Game champions, the Mount Mercy Mustangs, 253 in the finale. To finish off a dominating performance. The best St. Ambrose can get to, if they strike out 268, would be 784. We had Wright State at 763. That would not be enough to get them into second place by my math. .228 finish for St. Ambrose, but will not be enough. So Mount Mercy, your tournament champion. Wright State holds on to second. St. Ambrose third. Lindenwood fourth. Afraid the internet is not wanting to cooperate with us here at the end, so we may wrap up a little bit early, but we'll still keep it running. Hopefully we'll catch the trophy presentation to wrap things up here on Bowl TV. So hopefully we can hold on for a few more minutes as they verify scores one more time, as all bowling is done for our collegiate competitors. A dominating performance from Mount Mercy. We see the tables coming up. So it should be a pretty quick turnaround for them to get the awards. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank our tournament host here, Bel Air Bowl, Dale Strom and his crew. An excellent job. Dale is also the tournament director. So a big thank you to all of them for their support of this event. Of course, McKendree University, our host program. My colleagues Daniel Farish and Shannon Sellens are doing a great job over at the men's center at St. Clair Bowl. The O'Keefes for their hard work helping run the men's event over there as the main tournament director. And of course, all of you great folks for tuning in throughout the course of the week here on Bowl TV. We certainly appreciate it, as do the student athletes. So coming up next, our all tournament team and team champion awards. Coming up next, we will leave the cameras rolling, so we're going to go ahead and turn it over to our host staff once they are ready to go. We're just going to leave it running as they make their announcements and get some pictures for bowl.com and social media afterwards as well. But congratulations once again. The Mount Mercy Mustangs are champions here in the 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Games.
Megan, it's down here. It's down here. Okay, so work out a list. Show me a list.
bus here? Yes. Larry never left. He didn't leave. Nope. He never left. He was sitting out there. When I went out to go get the cookies, he said there was no point because you're heading out of town that way. So. He said it's on the way out of town, so there was no point in driving back.
All right. What do you got? Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, we got there. I'm going to take a picture.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone. I'd like to thank you guys for coming out to the Kindred Women's Match Games Tournament. This time we would like to introduce the all-tournament team. All-tournament team is the top 6. We do have a tie for 6th place. With a 12:39, averaging 206.5 for Glendenwood University, Marlena San Nicolas Leyva. Tied with her from Wright State University, Ashlyn Stallings. 5th place from Mount Mercy University with a 12:41, Cassidy Corey. In 4th place from St. Ambrose University with a 12:49, Brianna Smith. In 3rd place, also from St. Ambrose University with a 12:64, Caitlin Keith. Second place, Mount Mercy University with a 12:71, Ira Nurjehan Aminuddin. And our top scorer from Wright State University with a 13:41, averaging 223.5, Madison Stifler. This is your all-tournament team. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Wow. Wow.
I don't know if it's 49 goals.
So technically 7.
Hey, Sue, was it 40 exactly?
74 to 31.
On to the team awards. In 2nd place with a 98.74, 24, the ladies from Wright State University. And our tournament champions, they scored 10,202 from Mount Mercy University. Nice bowling, ladies. That concludes the tournament for this weekend. Thank you all for coming out.
All right, folks, we've awarded our all-tournament team. Congratulations to those 7 players. Our second place team, Wright State, and of course our tournament champion, who has moved this way on the cameras. Enjoying some photo ops with the trophy. Mount Mercy. So congratulations to the Mustangs. Wire-to-wire victory here at the 2019 National Collegiate Team Match Games. And a early front runner for me for being a team to think about raising another cup in April. Very impressive performance from the Mustangs. Congratulations to them, and a big thank you to all of us, or all of you, excuse me, and all of us too for tuning into Bowl TV for the National Collegiate Team Match Games over the course of the weekend. We certainly appreciated it. Once again, thank you to our host, Bel Air Bowl. Big thanks to all of our student athletes, our coaches, all the great parents and supporters here on site. To Daniel Farish and Shannon Sellens at the men's Featured Center. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. We'll see you next time here on the collegiate landscape for the Las Vegas Tier 1s in a couple of weeks, December 17th and 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st. All those days we will have competition here on Bowl TV, so we look forward to bringing you that. So everyone have a great, safe rest of your holiday weekend. We certainly appreciated you joining us here on Bowl TV, and we'll see you next time for the Glenn Carlson Las Vegas Invitational, just a couple of weeks. So everyone take care, have a great time. We'll see you soon right here on Bowl TV.